Hey, what's going on Facebook Live? I'm standing here in front of the new light rail construction project at 145th Street in Seattle, and I'm headed home for the debates. I'm excited to watch the debates. I hope you are too. And I wanted to do a quick stream here and talk about the gas tax. You know, I had my own sort of debates with my opponent, Davina Dewar, and we were interviewed by the Seattle Times and by the Everett Herald recently, and that's about as close as we're going to get to a debate in a legislative style race here in Washington State. When one of the things that came up was transportation and the gas tax. And Davina had mentioned numerous times that the gas tax is a declining source of revenue, and as a result, she wants new sources of revenue like a capital gains tax, an income tax, but also a GPS mileage tracking tax. And one of the reasons that the gas tax is declining is because of the popularity of alternative fuel vehicles. And I brought this up in our first interview with the Seattle Times, that alternative fuel vehicles are largely the reason that the gas tax is a declining source of revenue. And Davina countered that in our Everett Herald interview by saying that alternative fuel source vehicles get charged a $75 surcharge with their registration tabs every year. And I think that's kind of ridiculous as an argument, because $75 is a one-time fee. I would happily pay that, but at the end of the day, alternative fuel vehicles, electric vehicles are heavily subsidized in large part by our tax dollars already when people buy these vehicles. And then to get away with a $75 surcharge on their license tabs, if you want to do a GPS mileage tracking and I think that's an invasion of our privacy. And I know that the Washington State Republican Party believes firmly that the fuel taxes should be spent on roads driven on by fuel vehicles. And I happen to agree with that. I don't think we should be diverting our gas tax revenue to pay for things like mass transit or bicycle lanes. I think that we need to find other sources of revenue for those, and I think that the gas tax should be spent on maintaining roads that are driven on by fuel vehicles. And if you want to talk about a $75 surcharge, there's some people that pay that $75 in gas tax every other day, depending on how much they drive. I drive about 30 minutes each way to work, and so I pay quite a bit in fuel taxes every month. And I know that that's the case for a lot of people who are working class individuals like myself. We pay a lot in gas taxes, and those gas taxes should be spent on maintaining the roads that we drive on. They shouldn't be diverted for other things. If you want to talk about a mileage tax or some sort of a mileage reporting system, I think I would be all for that for alternative fuel vehicles that aren't paying a tax based on how much they drive. You could pay that $75 fee in a Tesla after getting your Tesla heavily subsidized by the government in the first place, and then drive 100,000 miles, and you only pay that $75 tax one time. That is why our fuel tax is a declining source of revenue, and I think that there needs to be, that's an inequity. And by just tacking on a mileage tax, that's going to be further tacking on a tax to the working class citizens like myself that drive to and from work. If we have to pay the gas tax on top of a mileage tax, and not to mention all the privacy implications of adding a GPS mileage tracking to our vehicles, I think that's an invasion of privacy. So I'm headed home to the debates now. I'm going to go watch the debates. I'm really excited to watch those, but I really wanted to bring that up here in front of the light rail because this is a very expensive project, especially with Boeing leaving in Everett now, and there's a big jog on the light rail path that goes right to the Boeing Everett plant. I know there's now talk about selling the largest building in the world, which is the Boeing factory in Everett, because Boeing is moving to South Carolina, largely due to the bullying of our state legislature and Jay Inslee. So we need to definitely address the transportation situation here in Seattle. Seattle is one of the only major cities without rapid transit that doesn't interfere with the regular flow of traffic. And a lot of places, the light rail does interfere with the regular flow of traffic. If you look at, I think down in the Rainier Valley, it travels on the road. There's been a lot of people that have been killed in that section. I was talking to a gentleman up in Mount Lake Terrace, and he brought that up, that this does not really count in a lot of places as true rapid transit because it interferes with the daily flow of traffic, just like the bus system does. So I think we need to address this, and I don't think that a GPS mileage tax is the way to address that. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm heading home to the debates. A good debate, a good healthy debate, that is really what democracy looks like. And I hear these people chanting in downtown Seattle right before things get violent. They're usually marching around saying this is what democracy looks like, and no, that is not what it looks like. Debates like we're going to see tonight between the two presidential candidates, that's what democracy looks like. We need more healthy debate between both sides, but at the end of the day, we all need to agree that America is what makes us great. It's what unifies us. It's what brings everybody together, and we need to be celebrating the greatness of America, and that is what tonight's debate is about. So I hope you guys will tune in to the debate. I posted a video clip of the interview, the kind of debate that I had with my opponent previously in the day on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Adam4Wa, and hope you'll take the time to watch that video and share that video. I don't have the large amount of funds that my opponent has from special interest PACs and from big businesses like Amazon, who's donated the maximum to my opponent. I'm relying on the individual to get the word out. Please like my Facebook page, hit that thumbs up like button, please share my videos, and don't forget to get out the vote. We only have about a week and a half left. I think it's like 12 days till the election. It's really important now, more than ever, that we share this information, we get out the vote. If you know anybody in the 1st Legislative District, please share my campaign with them and let them know that how important it is that we send real change and a working class person like myself to Olympia to speak for everybody else, because we have an elite class right now that's been in control for about 30 years, and if we want to see real change, we need to turn Washington red, and that means voting Republican this year. So don't forget to vote. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, and don't forget to tune into the debates tonight.